Joy. Tune into the show. It's a vibe and flow. Chime in and tell me what you know. Yes, Tamika Joy. It's the stars with 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 Tamika Joy. Yes, it's Friday. Woo! You made it another week. Pat yourself on the back. Blow off that steam. The weekend is here. You did it. Kudos to you. Again, it's another show, The Stars of Tamika Joy, and welcome, 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 welcome. For those who are tuning in for the first time, again, my name is Tamika Joy Harris Russell, and Stars Performing Arts is actually my company, and Stars LLC is another company. So I have two companies, but one is a nonprofit where we work with the youth. And next week, actually, they'll be taking over my show. Yes, they'll be taking over my show where the youth will actually be, I have two hosts where they'll be interviewing other youth that are doing great things in the community. So next week, make sure y'all stay tuned and watch the show of the youth taking over the Stars with Tamika Joy. On this platform, we actually engage and give a platform to the adults where they get to share their story. They get to tell what it is that they got going on. And we also talk about wealth and health and, just being better people. So that is what the Stars with Tamika Joy is all about. So we're getting ready to have a great show. But before we do get into our guests, I want to say happy birthday to all my, I think this is what is it, today or tomorrow? Tomorrow's the last day for y'all Libras. And then, of course, with the Scorpios, they coming in. I can feel it. Happy birthday to all of you all that are celebrating a birthday today, tomorrow. Those, all you Libras, happy birthday. Because I know some of y'all are still celebrating. It was the first, was your birthday, and you're still celebrating. You're going to celebrate some of the Scorpios because you just going to, celebrate all month long. And that's all right. Happy birthday to you. Also, happy anniversary to all the lovers out there. Yes, you did it another year, baby. When I say I applaud you for your courageous love, because there's nothing shy of any type of weakness or faint of the heart when it comes to loving someone and becoming one. So happy anniversary to you all. Man, we're going to have a great show. I didn't really get to get a video or the flyer for this event, so I apologize, but I'm going to say it verbally tomorrow from 5 to 8 at the park, 14th, the park on 14th Street. They are having for my Uncle Bam, which Clarence Wright, the Right Way Foundation grant. Where they're going to be having a nice event in his honor. He did a lot of things for the community. And so you can register if you go to my page. You can go there at Eventbrite, or you can just go to Eventbrite and register and go on over there to the park on 14th and have a good time in his honor as we raise money for the foundation for the Right Way Grant Foundation. He did a lot of great things for the community, and so we want to keep his legacy going. We miss him so much, and so I definitely would challenge you to go out. And if you can't make it, look up the Right Way Foundation. You can contact Guy Lambert, who's actually, he's the voice on the radio, or Kyle Arrington, who's kind of hosting the foundation. So with that being said, we're going to jump right on into our first guest. because I'm always talking about health and wealth, and I just want all of us to be better people. I want all of us to win. I want all of us to just get out of our own way because we are so wealthy and we can be healthy, but we got to do the work. And
Oh,
so, our first guest, Tracy Clark. Hey, my sister.
hi. How are you? Thank you
How
for
are
inviting me. It was
you?
October the 8th.
Your birthday was October the 8th. You
No,
still
my
party?
anniversary. My
Oh, your
anniversary was
anniversary.
October
So,
the 8th.
yes. Happy
Yes. So thank you.
anniversary.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, yes. I know. When I say, Lord have mercy, I'm telling you, these people don't know what they getting themselves into.
What?
They think they want to be married,
Mm.
but and I'm not saying it to say that, oh my God, because it is a wonderful thing. It is a
Yeah.
beautiful thing, but you have to do a lot of
You
work,
do.
a lot
You
to
gotta
have
put the work in.
to have a real good marriage. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work, and some people, they can't. They don't even want to work on themselves, let alone
Oh,
try to work
right.
on trying to blend
That's
blend
real.
into two
Yes.
people become
Oh my
one.
goodness. Yes. Oh
So yes, I love it. I love seeing it, and I'm rooting for those that fight for it because it's definitely
yeah.
something that you have to do
Yeah.
for
It's
sure.
definitely.
So, but I want to thank you so much and welcome you to the Stars with Tamika Joy.
Well, thank you for inviting me, honey.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what's been going on with you? I know, I tend to chat about health and wealth and just being better people, and of course we've been talking all month, of course with the domestic violence, breast cancer, mental health, and bullying. This is the awareness month for all of those different entities. And so, I wanted to bring you on. I know you are, of course, a health guru and,
Yes.
are spiritually bounded in regards to, just becoming better. And I wanted to kind of just talk with you a little bit about, mental health.
Hmm.
And, we were kind of rapping a little bit about, the mental health and the families and how they
Hmm.
have to deal with, someone with a mental health and don't necessarily know that this person is dealing with mental health.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about that, the story that you were sharing with me?
I had someone, a relative that when we were young, and she she got sick, and as children, you don't understand. You see them all the time, and then all of a sudden they're not there, and we didn't understand why we couldn't see her as much as we needed to see her. Then when I realized what had been going on, I introduced her to a book, and the book was called Crossroads, and the author is William Paul Young, the same author that wrote The Shack.
Mm,
And that book, it changed my life because I understood what she was going through, and I
mhm,
realized in this book, the man, he had something traumatic to happen in his life. He lost his son at a young age. He was a baby, and it was his only child. No, no, he it was his he was his, it was the baby. He had another child, but he was traumatized behind it, and because of the trauma, it was so bad. He created another person that
mm,
was stronger than he and tougher than he, that could protect him,
mm,
and all of his energy went into that person,
mm,
and so that person took over. And
mm,
so often, so many times, trauma, abuse, so many things happen in your life, and you don't know how to handle it because you sometimes you don't have someone to talk to, or they're just not listening. So
Right.
he just created a being to take care of him, and
Mm.
he was an alcoholic as well. But
Wow.
this being, it took over, and it was amazing because when he fell, he had been drinking a lot, and he fell, and when he fell, he hit his head. It ended up going into the hospital. So
Mm.
he had an experience with God, where he went through meeting other people spiritually, going, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that spirit, if you touch them, your spirit will go into that person.
Right.
So that's what happened with him.
Mm.
If he would touch anything, his spirit would go into the person. He would go
Wow.
into anything. So like we're having a conversation now, and somebody will hit you, and when that person will hit me, I'm actually in their body, and they can hear me talking in their head.
Mm.
So he experienced things from the inside looking out, from the inside
Mm.
looking outside. So
Mm-hmm.
his mom was in, she had dementia,
Mm.
and when he touched his mom, he went in her body, and in her body there were like 100 doors in her head, and so behind each door it was something different. So, and that there tell you how maybe 50 years ago, um, she did this and she remembered that. And
Mm-hmm.
every room was something different. And
Mm.
when he got to a certain room where she didn't remember anymore. So
Mm.
it
That was
opened your
deep.
eyes to a lot of things that went on.
Mm.
But at some point in the story, he met a little boy that had he was artistic, and he liked him a lot, and he had a choice. He could either come home, or he could sacrifice his life for the little boy's life.
Mm.
So he ended up sacrificing his life for the little boy's life, but he had to get to a point where the that being that he created, it was so big that he was scared of it. He couldn't get
Mm.
past of it because he couldn't get past it because it was so strong.
Mm.
So in the book, the Holy Spirit was a little girl, and she was
Mm.
stepping, and she was telling him how cute he was and how nice he was. And
Mm.
she said, "You're strong. You could do this. You created this. I can't
Mm.
help you." So
Wow.
he had to, you know, because like demons, they have imps everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So he saw the imps,
Mm.
but he got past them. But he had created that being for so long. It was so strong and statuous. He was scared of it, and
Mm.
he didn't realize that he had created it.
He
But
created.
yes, like God give us a choice,
That's
because
right.
God couldn't take it. The Holy Spirit couldn't take it away from him. He had to say, "You don't have any power over me anymore."
That's right.
And when he finally got there, when the little girl told him, "You have to do this.
Mm.
I'm right behind you. You're strong
Mm.
enough, and you can handle it. You can do it."
That's
He,
right.
he confronted it. And when he
Mm.
confronted it, he was free. I mean,
Wow.
I'm going to tell you, it's amazing because he had to realize all these years after the trauma, he wasn't himself. So his
Mm.
family had experienced a person that he didn't like,
Mm-hmm.
that he created. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times when people have mental illness, they don't even realize what that being is or who that
Right.
person is. They just
Right.
it took over them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a really good book.
And you said it's called The Crossroads?
It's called Crossroads.
Crossroads.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yes, Crossroads. That sounds so good and it sounds so deep. And I
It is.
definitely would encourage everyone that's dealing with, and like definitely like right now,
Yes.
the spirits, and people don't know the warfare that's in this season. It's
Yeah.
really really heavy, like
Yes.
really heavy in this season. And you may try to be figuring out like, why is this happening, and why can't I just left my girlfriend, she was just like, i I can't, I can't figure out why I can't get it together, like, and I'm just like, take your moment, like stop,
Mhm.
just stop. You know what I'm saying? Take your time, take your moment and figure it out. Take your moment to have a one-on-one with God and just let him know, what's going on. He already knows. He just wants you
Exactly.
to acknowledge it. But the
Yeah.
fact that you keep going, and you're not slowing down to let him in, is
Yeah.
why you running around, running around, running around,
Yep.
running around.
Yep.
He
Yep.
just like, when is she gonna stop and be like, Lord? When you be like, when you stop and be like, Jesus, he's like,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
we
I'm
try to do
here. I'm
everything,
here.
and
You
we're not
call me.
supposed to. Yeah.
You called me. You called my name. What is it that I want? What do you want from me, my child? I'm here
Yes.
for you. He just wants you to acknowledge him. He just
That's
wants
right.
you to really just say, his name, and take that moment with him so that you can spin. We get wrapped up and feeling like we gotta do, but his this is his time,
That's right.
at the end of the day. And then we give him a little bit of time, he will make time for us and put them in perspectives, so that it's not overwhelming.
Right.
So because that, people, I was listening to the word this morning with a good friend, Pastor LK Floyd, and he was talking about, worrying, and when you worry, worrying causes all of these different illnesses and
Mm-hmm.
anxiety and depression and all of these, diseases.
Mm-hmm.
And we get so wrapped up with worrying, when we don't have to worry because God is always in control. He's the
Yeah.
one that's always has, everything that we need. We lack of nothing. Like you said, the birds don't even worry about how they're gonna eat.
Yes. So a lot of people don't realize that worrying is only meditating, and
Mm-hmm.
anything that we meditate on, we receive.
Right.
So if you
That's right.
worry about something all day long, then you're going to receive that thing that you're meditating on all day long.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We
And
we have to learn how to focus on allowing God to guide us through the day,
that's right.
because He didn't give us he we're not really not that intelligent. So he didn't give us the ability to be able to do things on our own. We're supposed to completely depend on him.
That's
But a
right.
lot of times, we dig our own holes and fall in it because we just don't listen, and we make it hard for ourselves.
That's right. That's right. You're so right. So on it, and, just dealing with, ourselves and other family members. It's not an easy thing. It's a constant struggle, a constant battle to pull yourself out the rut, to really try to make you have a good spirit. And especially as soon as you get that good spirit, then here comes something that just knock you off, and you be like, see the enemy. But sometimes it ain't the enemy, sometimes it's
Right.
God that's making, trying to figure out if if you got that character that he's
Yep.
looking for to make
Yeah.
you stronger,
Exactly.
and be a bigger and better person. But we want to give the enemy, the credit. We want him to know, try to say, well, it's him, and it's not necessarily always him. It's, it can be God that says, you know what, look, let me throw this and see how he or she reacts to this, and see if
Yeah.
she gonna, if she gonna grow in it,
That's right. That's right. We give the enemy too much credit anyway. All the time we always say this, and this. But if we don't learn from the issues that we go through, it's gonna keep happening.
That's right.
And it's going to
That's
get
right.
worse and worse. So why not just relax and allow God to get you through it rather than you
That's
keep
right.
on trying to get through it yourself, because it's not working.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. I totally wholeheartedly agree that life is a struggle, and
Oh,
like I said, we got to pull ourselves up out of it. But with God, we could do anything. We could do anything we put our minds to, and be
that's
better
right.
people. And He just wants the best for us, you know. But
That's right.
it be us that get in our own way to stop what it is that we need or what we're looking
Exactly.
for.
Yeah. A lot of people, don't know what they're looking for.
Right, and you're so absolutely right to that. They just don't know. They're just living.
Yeah.
They're just living, and well, they're just here and they're
Hmm.
not living, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
They just exist,
Yeah. You're right.
you
And
know.
it's terrible.
But He wants
It's
us to
sad.
live.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, you know, I find it rejuvenating to get with women or people to be able to talk about things, because it free you. It
Mhm.
allow you to get free of the things that's really bothering you, and your testimony or the things that you're going through can help somebody else get through what they're going through, and you don't even realize it until you voice you tell somebody,
Mhm.
and you don't know what that person has gone through. So many people we see, we'd never have a conversation with them, but they've gone through the same thing you've gone through. So
Right.
if y'all just have a conversation, you can help each other.
Right. That's it. And it all starts with being transparent. And
Yes.
that's the thing that, we just don't want to feel like, we're weak. We don't want to show signs of weakness.
Mm,
And in all actuality, I mean, we're human,
right.
and that's the only way that you're going to be able to heal is being transparent. It's
Yeah.
being, coming, weak, so that you can be strong.
That's
How do you become stronger than strong?
that's right.
What
Yeah.
sense does that make? Is you're being weak to become strong, and so when
Yeah.
you're being transparent and you're open with one another and you're telling people, things that you're going through so that you can be able to heal from that. That's what it's all about. And then after you do it, you're like, wow, I feel like a
Yeah.
whole nother person.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's what it's all about. It's just, having that accountability person that you can go to and just,
Hmm.
just be able to be you. Just be, no nothing. All, everything mask off,
That's right.
and just kind of just say, hey, I'm a mess right now. I'm
Hmm.
dealing with this, I'm dealing with that, and just get it out. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's not even about having an answer.
That's right.
It's just about just talking it out, you know.
Hmm.
Just to open, because once you free, the enemy can't no longer have that control over you. That
Right.
mind, whatever it is that you're battling in your mind,
Hmm.
the enemy can't no longer battle it because of the simple fact that you've let it out. You've
Yeah.
shown light to it. It's no longer dark
Exactly.
no more.
That's right.
Things happen in the dark. You know how they say the freaks come out at night?
Oh yeah.
I mean, dark things happen in the dark,
Hmm.
but when you let that light shine, that's where the Lord is. He's in the light, you
That's right.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I do want to know before we leave out of here. So let me share with me what happened when it came to your aunt. After
Um.
you gave her the book, and so because we kind of spared off, but it's been
Yeah.
good. It's been
Yeah.
I love the conversation, but I did want to talk with to see how did your aunt when she read the book, what happened?
She said that she said, "This is my life."
Mm.
And she closed the she eliminated a lot of the things that she was going on that was going on in her life, which made her able to get off 98% of her medications.
Mm.
Yeah. So she has control over her mind now.
That's right.
Hmm.
That's good. That's so good. That's so good. And it's so real. It's so many people that deal with that and they just can't get control over their mind.
Yeah.
It's so real. It is really, really real. Um, but Crossroads, is that what you said?
Yep.
Crossroads
Crossroads.
is the book.
Yep.
Um,
William Paul Young.
William.
Paul Young.
Okay, we got to put that in the chat. William Paul Young. The
Yeah.
book is called Crossroads. I advise everybody
Yes. It's
that's
one. It's wonderful.
breathing,
They
that's
have a
dealing
they have an
with
audio book and a book. And I had both. I meditated on that book because I wanted to know what was going on.
right.
It was
Yeah, if
really
it did all that for her, I
yes.
mean, it sounds deep. It
It,
sounds
it
really,
really is. But
yeah.
I think everybody, because everybody has someone in their life that's experienced some type of trauma
Mm-hmm.
or something that's going on with them, be it drugs or abuse or anything. And
Mm-hmm.
we need to know how to deal with it.
Right.
And it helps a lot.
Yes. 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 I'm definitely going to check it out. And I definitely appreciate you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we got to definitely kick it again because we could talk forever, and it's good to just have another girlfriend that we
Yeah,
just talk life and speak life into each other and for others.
that's
So
right.
I definitely appreciate you being on. Do you want to give any shout outs before you leave, and also let the people know where they can find you on social media?
I just want to shout out to diabetics.
Mm.
I was a diabetic. I am no longer a diabetic. So, and I put the work in, and I'm a new person. Praise God. So
Praise the
you
Lord.
don't have to accept it. You just have
That's
to
right.
do it.
That's
Um,
right.
and I have a food distribution in Woodbridge, Virginia. My distribution is FBCL, Faith Believers that Change Lives Food Distribution, and it's every other Saturday, every second and fourth Saturday. And I'm actually having one tomorrow at 10:30.
Okay. What's the address?
It's 13002
One-
Occoquan Road in Woodbridge, Virginia.
Okay. That's one one three
13002
zero zero two
Occoquan.
Occoquan Road. That's OCCOQUAN.
Yes.
Occoquan Road in Woodbridge,
Woodbridge, Virginia. Yes.
Virginia.
From 10:30. You know, God He's so amazing.
Yes, yes.
So it's first come, first serve. So um we feed so many people, and God has been doing we feed like 200 in 1 hour.
Mm.
So you have to get out there to get your food, or it'll be gone. It'll be gone.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So yes, definitely get out there, you guys. Anybody looking for some food, hit Tracy Clark up. She's always helping with you either spiritually, if you need a prayer, if you need some food. She
Mhm.
is just a great sister to know and have on your side. And I'm just honored to have you as my sister, and I love you so much, and I
I love
thank
you
you
too.
for
Thank
being
you,
on the
baby.
show. Any
You're
shout
welcome.
outs? You said, and then you said you wanted to shout out. Oh
To
no, you didn't tell me the people where you are, where they can find you on social media.
I'm um
Tracy Clark off
Tracy.
Facebook.
Oh yes, Tracy Clark. Um, yeah, I am learning. I'm not really a Facebook person, but I'm
Yeah.
learning. Yeah, but it's Tracy Clark. Yeah, on Facebook. Just be Tracy Clark or
Yes.
FBCL.
FBCL. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you have a
Thank
great and
you.
awesome night, and have a blessed event tomorrow.
All right. God bless you and you as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye bye. We're gonna take a commercial real quick. What's up?
Yeah, there's a lot of joy in that. How you feeling?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome Joel Lucas to the show. What's up,
Thank you for having me. Thank
bud?
you, thank you, thank
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for being on the show. It is an
you. Yeah.
absolute pleasure.
Look, I have to apologize because I was at another facility. I wasn't at my studio this time, but I was at another facility and we were trying to get it to go, but I couldn't get it. So it was a good recording studio, and I'm telling you, ain't nobody mad but the devil, and I love it. You hear me? Ain't nobody mad but the devil.
I
It,
know that's right. I know that's right. You know that's what he do when he know that there's something going on. He
listen,
try to throw it, throw that shoulder in.
it's all right though. It's all right though,
That's
because
it.
I'm telling you, it's a good block. You just deflect and go on, and I love it. Things are going good. You and I are going to have to talk offline, but when I tell you that blessing, ooh, boy, you hear me? Ooh, boy.
Well, for those that don't know, tell the people who Joel Lucas is.
Uh,
So they can
well,
know. They can get
I'm,
Google.
look, I'm just a musician. I love God. I love music. And one of the things as a musician, producer, songwriter, there's a lot of things that are coming up that really I'm just amazed right now. I didn't tell you because I didn't get to tell you. We've been moving. There's two things going on right now. We're going to have a Christmas special. As an owner of Skyline 66 Entertainment, we're just going to have a family and friends Christmas special. It's going to be live and recorded and streamed live. So stay tuned because that is going to be rolled out very shortly. And Tamika Joy is going to be singing on there. So that, yeah. And we have a whole lineup of family and friends that are coming through singing, laughing, dancing, playing music. We're going to have a good time. The band is going to be there. The DJ is going to be there. It's very good. And as a matter of fact, I'll tell you because I just for Skyline Studios, we'll be moving soon to a bigger place now. So
Okay.
now, yes, I'm telling you, when I tell you ain't nobody mad but the devil, oh boy. Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm loving it. Loving it.
I'm loving it too. I haven't told anybody, and I ain't gonna tell them in regards to what's going on because I'm just going. you
They ain't
know,
ready.
because
They ain't ready.
I'm just gonna bow with them. At the end of the day, so I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing.
Listen, I'm gonna have to come back on here. Uh, you know, and when we had the announcements of some good things that are going on, we had that announcement. I had to come back because, oh boy, they ain't ready.
Definitely, definitely coming back. Definitely, some great things, that are brewing right now, and so I'm excited for it. I'm excited for everything. So let share with the people. How did music start for you?
Man, okay. Music started from before the womb. And the reason why I say that is because my mother and my father were always in the church, elders in the church. And when the music started, I've heard people actually say it once I was, of age, that especially when one woman would get on the organ, I mean, she would tear it up. And I would just start jumping. And those old mothers in the church, they're like, oh, that's a Holy Ghost baby. You know how they do. And
Uh-huh.
it was one of those. So coming out, music was a part of me. Music was a gift.
Mm.
And just looking at a lot of things, I heard a lot of music. Always growing up, my mother was not only devout Christian, she Christian music. I mean, from Christian contemporary of Vicky, not Vicky, excuse me, Sandy Patty. Sorry, I was going to say Vicky
Mm.
Patty. Sandy Patty. All the way to Richard Smallwood. You had Vicky Winans in her earlier days. You had a lot of different people who really helped shape Whitley Phipps, to name a few. Then you had Thomas Whitfield. You had the Winans. You had Keith Pringle, of course. You had the
Mm.
Hawkins boys.
Uh-oh. You're starting to break up.
At 4 or 5 years old, but okay, I'm back. 4 and 5 years old, you know, Will Downing and some of the other ones. But my father was one that introduced me to like Janet Jackson and some other ones. So I had a good balance, you know, he
Right.
introduced, right. And of course you had, the Marvin Gayes, you had the Isley Brothers, which I appreciate all of that. So I took it listening to everything that was there, and I started like really, I had an ear for it. Couldn't play anything like till 2 or 3, but one of my babysitters actually was next door, and he was an old Baptist piano player. I mean, when I say old Baptist, he wasn't old because he was like in high school, but yeah, you had a that old Baptist feeling. So I learned something from him, and I started banging on the keyboard, banging on the piano. My mother had an upright piano. She was learning how to play, but it didn't work for her. But my father played in a group when he was coming through. So the deans came to me. So I was always in the church, 3 or 4 years old, banging. My mother took me to get lessons. And I say this is funny because when I went to to the neighborhood music store and they asked me, this is approximately 3 and a half, 4 years old, and he said, "Well, play this," and it was like Mary Had a Little Lamb. I played that. First time, first lesson, didn't know anything. Hot
Wow.
cross bun was doing it. Then some other thing, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and as I mimicked him and had everything going, he turned to my mother and said he has an ear for music and is a child prodigy.
Strategy.
So
Mhm.
so But then at that time, you had a lesson, you take the book home, which is very boring, and you look at it and you say, okay, well, I don't want to do this. My mother was like, you need to practice. I was like, I don't want to practice. I want to go outside and play. So
Mhm.
when I did that, and she said, well, fine, I don't want to make you do anything you don't want to do. So we scratched that after the second lesson. It stayed with me though, because by the time I was 5, I had a snare drum, and by the time I was 6, I had my own professional kit that my mother, and it was a starter kit. It was a Ludwig, and my
Mhm.
mother and grandmother got together and bought me that. It was a professional set, but it was a used set.
Right.
So yeah, that started. Went through elementary school. Still, by the time I was 8, I was playing afternoon services at church full time,
Wow.
uh, on the drums.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, going to school, I was still, they give you every week or 2 weeks an instrument that you pick. So I picked the saxophone, then I picked the trumpet, then I picked, so I learned a lot of things. Well, by the time I was in 5th grade, I had my own solo recital for the spring concert at my school, just me and the piano player. You're a Grand Old Flag. So I did that song, did pretty
Mhm.
well. Um, but at the time, my mother, she was renting the saxophone. And by the time that middle school came, I had learned the instruments, violin, you learn the basics, but I couldn't. My mother didn't rent the saxophone, so I was in the band, and the band teacher said, "Well, I need you in tuba. You think you can play it?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you should be if you played the trumpet before." So I was playing the tuba for 3 years. In that, I played the trombone, the tuba, the trumpet. Even though I didn't play the sax, but I still played a little bit of the violin.
Mm.
So all these things came. All these things. Wait a minute. I don't even. I didn't even know I had this on. Okay. So I told you ain't nobody bad but the devil. But anyway, so so when I did all of that, it cultivated not only my ear, but I could actually read music
Mm.
because I learned how to read music through the instruments, even though I wasn't a specialist at all of them, but I had a foundation. Meanwhile, I playing drums still. I learned how to play some full chords and songs by the time I was 7th grade. So I was playing. That's when Fred Hammond first came out with "We're Blessed." So I was like, okay, fine. I picked it up, playing that, playing songs like "Having You There" by the Mississippi Mass Choir. It was easy. So when I was hearing it, and I used to stay around the musicians at that time. So again, learning, cultivating, and by the time I was in 9th grade, I found out I had a decent voice. So it was one of those things where I wanted to sing in church. I wanted to play in church. Well, by the time I was in 9th grade, my parents started their church. I was praise and worship leader for a little bit before I became minister of music. And the rest, by the time I was 19, was history, playing the piano full time.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I know that was a whole lot, but that right there is just incredible. From all the instruments that you shared with us, with you knowing and learning, and I feel like I want to go hide up underneath this table right now because I don't, all I know is the little recorder. When you said hot cross buns, it just took me all the way.
Right. That's how they introduce folks. Oh yeah, hot cross bun. Okay, yeah. Mary had a little lamb. Okay, fine. And the one thing that will discourage a lot of people when they start playing the piano is because I've done it for so many years. Well, how can I play? How can I? Well, you got to practice, and it starts with simple songs. But as you continue to practice, you will learn, and you soak up everything you can. You will learn. You'll learn a lot in a little bit of time,
Oh yeah,
and
I have
it
the
can.
ear, and I know it. It's just just sitting down and disciplining myself. It's the hand placement that frustrates me. It's the placement, the hand placement that gets me all the time. Because I'll be like, I feel like I'm in elementary. I'm like, just play. And I'll be like, forget it. Okay, can you play this for me? I
Right.
do.
And a lot of people do that. And it's discouraging for them, and I can understand why when you're around people that have been playing or can really play. Some of them have picked up by ear, some of them have been taught and structured, and then some people just watch. But
Yeah,
whatever you do, you just have to keep going with it. I,
yeah,
I tell I tell people all the time, keep going with it. You can never go wrong. And I love it because when someone can get music together, and it's like a feat. There were times early on where I couldn't get a chord myself, or put two chords together like I heard somebody else do, and I'm like, man, I can't do this, and blah 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 blah. But you know what? I got it.
right,
Everything didn't come easy. Like a lot of things came easy to me, yeah, but I had to practice to make it second nature.
right,
Uh, to smooth out, and that's a principle of life. You don't always get everything. Like some things I get second nature now, but putting the
right,
work in is what it is. You have to put the work in.
right. That's it.
You know, I
Yeah.
remember I remember Thomas Whitfield talking about he was trained in classical as well as jazz piano, and a lot of times people listen to him now and how he was such a prodigy, but there was time. He
Hmm.
put time in.
Yeah.
We don't put time in like we used to because we want everything to be a microwave
Right.
type of dinner. We,
Yes.
but you gotta let it cook.
That's it. You got to put that time in, put that work in. Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely true with that. So I know, with outside of, you playing all of these instruments and you singing, and I heard, where you said a little bit about, going into a bigger studio, and working on some new
Yeah,
material.
yeah.
Yes, 2022 is looking real good for you.
Look, and I didn't even tell you this part, but I'm going to tell you that we have a TV station in Chicago that says when I'm ready, that all the artists that are with me, we can go in there and have our own special, just a showcase.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, really? Now, Chicago, for all of you who don't know, is a big market,
Mm-hmm.
and it's syndicated into 12 other markets.
Mm.
So, with that being said, 2022 is going to be so dynamic that, and like I said, God is so good, and ain't nobody bad but the devil.
That's
And
it.
there's some things that I couldn't do this if I tried,
Right.
and I want to always give praises to the Almighty Father, the Creator of the universe, the
Amen.
sovereign God, Jesus Christ,
That's
because
right.
no matter what I do with my music, listen, people are, and I'm not saying I'm just talented, but there's so many people who are just as talented, if not more talented than I am, and they don't have these opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
They don't,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to continue to know where our help comes from.
That's right.
Um, I just came from Baltimore earlier today, and very interestingly enough, in Baltimore, it was this one guy. When I say this one guy, he sounds like a prime David Ruffin
Mm.
on the corner,
Ooh.
just on the corner. But
Wow.
if I had the resources and time,
Mm-hmm.
I would actually get him, clean him up. He's on the street, he's homeless, but the
Right.
man will sing. Listen, he will
Mm.
sing you out of your clothes if you let him. Okay,
Wow. Wow.
but he,
Yeah.
he's not he's not there.
Those
You
are
know,
mostly where them type of, ones that have the talent and the gifts. because the enemy has really, because they are so anointed and
Hmm.
so talented that their struggle is so much more than the next person. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
exactly.
people really don't get that. They just kind of think that that's a cliche, but that thing is when it
Uh,
comes to someone having it, and not in just singing, playing, any way that they can, they can get the glory and be used,
yeah.
and people can be freed, or
Uh,
and with the spirit. He's just on them like white on rice. Like, that enemy is like, I will not let them win. I won't let them win. Oh, and we lost Joel. We lost Joel. We're going to actually show Treasure Joy's new video, her single that's actually out right now and doing big things all over the airways, from WPGC, 95.5, KYS. I just saw the other day that it was actually being played over at the Redskins game. So that little girl's doing some big things, and so we're gonna play. Oh, there you are, Joe. You back?
I'm here. See,
Okay,
I told you, ain't nobody mad but the devil. I keep saying it. I keep saying it.
absolutely. Well, absolutely. Well, before we're gonna show Treasure's video. Um,
Yes.
can you give us some shout outs and tell the people where they can find you?
Okay. If you want to find me, well, you can find me on Instagram, skyline.66.ent. I also have a podcast called Grown Man's Chronicles. You can actually see that on YouTube as well. It's dealing with men. Not only to the men, you have a lot of outlets that are quoted to the women, and I have to say it like that, where it's
Mhm.
empowering and different things. But what I want to do is get everybody, the men, back to not only accountability but being a true head of the
Mm,
household and head of the family,
love
because
it.
there's a lot of things that society really has us as men, and I hate to say it, but we're starting, and I'm starting to see more of it, where we're not the head anymore the way God
Mhm.
designed it, and I don't
Yeah,
want that, you
that's
know.
right.
And I want to say real quick, you talked about spirituality. Just real quick, Marvin Gaye, which I'm like almost enthralled with.
Mm,
He had a lot of demons with him, but that
yeah,
man, that man's spirit, like he tapped into the spirit world, and he had a reverence for God. He throughout everything he did, he had a
that's
reverence for God,
that's.
and that's one of the things that was really attacking him. He had a reverence for God,
Mm-hmm.
and I really believe that he was running away from some things that he needed to do for God. But the man had a gift, and it stirred up everybody, whether
Yes.
he sang secular or gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and really, I really want all the musicians out there to realize, if you have a gift, you know, keep yourself keep yourself cool, because a lot of
Around it.
times you don't you don't know or realize the demons that are on your trail.
Mm-hmm. Pay attention. Pay attention. It is so, so true. And I mean, it's so many. We could go on. I mean, Donnie Hathaway. I mean,
Good.
the
Phyllis
DeBar.
Hyman.
We could just go on and on of how anointed some of these people were, and how much, the enemy is just really, really wanting to. They had, they fighting that for their lives every
Yeah.
day. Like it's real. It's real. And so I get all of that. And so yes, to all musicians, just give him full control, and don't never ever do anything without him. Yes, Michelle said Sam Cooke. Yes,
Oh,
absolutely. I mean,
that's
it's
another one.
yes, it was so many. We can go on and on, but yes, and so yes, I want to say thank you so much. We definitely got to get you back on the show, and have I hope you have a nice night.
Oh, I will.
Evening.
Ain't
And
nobody mad but the devil. I keep telling you that. I'm happy. God is good. You hear me? And I'm
yeah,
just thank you. Thank you for from the bottom of my heart to even ask me onto
absolutely.
the show. I
Absolutely,
appreciate it.
absolutely. Gonna have definitely have you back on. Shoot, we might even try to go live and catch a little bit of that Christmas, event that we're gonna have. So definitely. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank
But
you so
I want to hear this artist again that you have on. I want to hear her.
Yes, so
Uh,
we're gonna play it right now. Treasure Joy's 151. It is actually a video that she did for DC. It is the DC statehood. Was for done for the mayor, and hoping and I guess they want to put it in the air in the atmosphere that DC
Good
will
job.
become that
Good job.
51 state, and so it is repping all over the DC area. And I was hoping that she would be able to get on, but unfortunately, I don't think she's going to get on. But we're going to play the video, and also next, I think it's next Sunday, she's going to be at the Fillmore. Yeah, she'll be with the Fillmore for Big G's Masquerade Ball, and Casey from Black Alley, her birthday
All
bash. So
right.
she'll be opening up for them at the
Beautiful.
Fillmore. That's a big stage. That's a big audience. So shout out to
Beautiful.
her doing that, and much luck to her for that. So check out the video 151 by Treasure Joy. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in to the stars with Tamika Joy. Oh, there you go. You late to the party, honey. Look at you. You
Hey,
want
hello everybody.
Hey.
I'm showing up fashionably late, and I
to-
apologize, but I'm here. She's here.
Yes. So real quick, tell the people 151. It's out now. It's doing great things. It's playing all over.
Yeah.
And how does it feel to have this new single?
It feels amazing being a part of it. And the fact that it's the song stands for the statehood of Washington D.C. Maria Bowser, shout out to her. Um, just being a part of the statehood of making DC the 51 state, because DC is not its own state, and for a while, people have been fighting for that. Just being able to vote and having the same privileges as other states like Virginia and Maryland that are 2 to 5 minutes away. So this song having the go-go, which is the music that was created in Washington D.C., being also being a part of that song. So it's an amazing thing, just being in the statehood and being a part of that, the politics, and just standing up for where I come from. It's amazing, and it's so amazing hearing it, from all the people that are also come from this city.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, they released it at the Howard University. I mean, excuse me, at Howard, the theater,
Yeah,
and you were able to. They actually for the mayor's
arts
art
award.
award show.
Mhm.
And you were able to show the actual video there. So
Yes,
how was that?
that was amazing. Just seeing my face and hearing my voice on a screen in front of so many people, so many other talented people that were there as well. Just being able to have it premiered, and the first people to see it were the ones that kind of are fighting for that statehood. Mary Bowser and herself being able to sit there in front of the screen and just being right there. So it was an amazing experience. And I know that a lot will come with it, but it's definitely a great thing, seeing my face and hearing my voice, because that's probably the only thing that I've been wanting, is for my voice to be heard.
Yes. Well, you got a lot of more great opportunities coming up, and I just know sky's the limit for you. Just got to keep working hard for it. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Keep going. Like I said, this is just the beginning of a new beginning. And just embrace it and take it all in, and always remember to put God first with whatever you do. So to tell the people, where they can find you at, and we're going to watch this video, and we're going to, enjoy and going out with the show. So where can we find you at on social media?
Oh, everybody, you guys can find me on all social medias at Treasure Joy. That's TreasureEeJoy. And on my Instagram, you can click the link tree in my bio, where you can purchase your tickets for the Fillmore show on Halloween with Backyard and Black Alley. You can also listen to the song on Apple Music. It is streaming everywhere. You can watch the YouTube music video also in my bio. So you just find everything from my Instagram and in that link, and go from there. And thank you so much for having me on your show. I also apologize for showing up fashionably late, but thank you guys for having me. I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Thank you, Treasure. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 151. Thank y'all again. Have a good night.
Good night.
We are undaunted. We are unmuted. Your suggestion has been refuted. So here we stand. Come feel our drum. We are united. 50. Some hard times, but we not leaving. It's all right, this is the reason that we are one. 51. We gon' fight every day that goes by till it's light and it's bright. Break again to the light. We gon' fight. We've come so very far without a choice. The time has come, it's now. We found our voices. It's our city, the place we call home. It's the rhythm that beats to our souls. It just won't stop until it's known. We gon' fight every day that goes by till it's light and it's bright. Break again to the light. We gon' fight every day that goes by till it's light and it's bright. Break again to the light.
It's the stars with Tamika Joy. It's the stars with Tamika Joy. It's the stars with Tamika Joy.